So this happened this week.
What? I think this is it. It's Evil's Czech Brewery and Public House. Dang, this place is popular. Look, it has 772 ratings, 4.5 stars. Oh, how cool is this? I love YouTube because like things like this happen.
So the story goes like this, right? It was Sunday night, my family's in bed, and I was trying to get a head start on emails for the coming week. You know, typical Sunday night routine. Then, I see a notification. By the name of the title, I knew it wasn't going to have a good ending, but I knew I had to watch it anyway. We all had been watching Kari and Jean go through an emotional roller coaster for weeks with Lefty. I was invested and rooting for Lefty, as many of us were. Even though I knew the video would end poorly, Jean and Kari threw me for a loop. In the middle with their comments about wanting to own a brewery / dog park and name their beers after their dogs.
It's one of the things I really want to do. It's on my bucket list is to open up a brewery. Half of it will be like a little playground for dogs.
Brewery you can bring your dog to.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. I would love that.
And then we're gonna have menu items that are named after the dog.
Oh, Lefty?
Lefty IPA.
Oh my god. If we ever brew an IPA, that would be the name of it. Lefty IPA. People would be like, what? That's a weird name for it, but we're named after this little one.
I immediately had an idea. I threw a comment into the YouTube community stratosphere, and then this happened.
Alright, so for those of you who saw the incredibly sad video about Lefty's last days, and I won't do that to you guys again, this is actually good news. In that video, I had thrown out the idea that eventually we want to open up a brewery and we want to name our first IPA after Lefty. Now, this is kind of like an out there idea. I mean, I don't know how to brew beer. I don't know any of this stuff. Now, there was a comment, and I saw it because a whole bunch of you guys liked that comment and boosted it up to the top. And the comment is from Drew, and he says, sorry to hear about Lefty. I am a corporate chef for a family-owned restaurant. If you can get in touch to me your favorite image of Lefty, I would happily do a custom canning session with a custom Lefty IPA canning run. And then we got an email, and we're definitely it's super excited. I played your video for the owners and the brewery staff, and they have all agreed, pending both of your approval, of course. We would like to rename one of our flagship beers after Lefty and completely relaunch the branding. What?
I'm so glad the YouTube community is so strong and was able to get my comment to Jean and push it to the top. So glad and thankful for the support that everyone has voiced thus far about the idea of making Lefty IPA happen. Jean, Kari, from the bottom of my heart, don't worry about knowing the beer. We've got you covered there. We're super excited to be making this a reality. As a company full of dog lovers and hospitality being ingrained in everything we do on a daily basis, this just seems like the obvious response to such great people as yourselves. We open our doors and share our hospitality with strangers on a daily basis. You both do the same in your own way. We appreciate anyone willing to put themselves out there, especially in a time of great personal hardship, and continue making content and sharing their own story and hospitality for the YouTube community.
Drew, we haven't emailed you back yet because I'm terrible responding to emails, but the answer is yes. Yeah, do it, please. That would be awesome. Such a cool legacy.
We felt, as a company, it only made sense for us to rebrand our original IPA brand, Lucky Dog, after Lefty. This is due to the entire namesake of that beer. The beer was named after another three-legged dog, nicknamed Lucky. Now, Lucky was more of an ironic nickname, as the dog was one-eyed, three-legged dog roaming the streets of Culver, Indiana. Culver was where we opened the original Evil Czech Brewery. Lucky hung around the neighborhood, began to frequent the brew house as we'd been setting out water in a bowl for him, seeing as we really didn't know where he actually lived. Unbeknownst to Lucky, his new water bowl, or us, this setup would change the fate of one of our now flagship beers. As the story goes, we were trying to get our first IPA nailed down pat. However, on this fateful night, the wort would not boil. In an act of complete and utter frustration and desperation, we grabbed the bowl, Lucky's bowl, sanitized it, and then used it as a lid to cover the brew kettle. Laughing at the entire situation, we decided right then that if the brew came out, we were going to name it Lucky Dog IPA. Needless to say, the bowl did the trick that night. We've been brewing Lucky Dog Session IPA for years now, and it only seems fitting to rebrand a beer that is so similar and already significant to our hearts and our story after Lefty, as she was so significant to you and Kari.
Sam, did you hear Lefty has a beer? We will be requesting royalties for the beer, though. You know, a 6-pack of beer per year. Is that good? If they have a website and you can like order a 6-pack, that'd be really cool. I don't know if that's possible or not. That'd be sick.
You think it's gonna have 3 times the hops because legs?
Give me a second.
In the name of giving back, in honor of Lefty's memory, we're going to be donating $1 for every pint sold to the NGO or charity of your and Kari's choosing. As it stands right now, I'm working with a local artist that has done some of our can designs in the past. Dennis Anderson is his name, and he has graciously volunteered to donate his time and his artistic prowess to our cause. As soon as Dennis has created a can design, we will be sending a proof to you and Kari for the final approval. From there, it shouldn't take but a couple weeks, honestly. We'll have the artwork rendered into a template, have can sleeves printed, then have fresh, newly designed cans in our facility to fill on our canning line. At this point, there are only really 2 major questions left to answer. Number 1, when can we get everybody together and throw one hell of a release party in Lefty's honor?
No, if this happens, that's gonna be our destination. Number 1, Indiana. It's Mishawaka. It's right on the north end of Indiana, on the border of Michigan.
And number 2, how many in the YouTube community are willing to meet us to make this dream happen?
Let us know in the comments if you live near there and would be down to come and meet up with us there at the brewery.
And have some brewskis.
Some Lefty IPAs.
Oh, we're gonna play a game. If you're not holding it with your left hand, you're gonna have to chug it.
I'm excited. I'm actually
This is awesome.
I'm really pumped.
Cheers, guys.
I love this brewery already. We don't work here. We're crazy about beer and the art of brewing. That's why our whole process is focused on giving you the best experience we craft every single time you walk through the door. Yes.
To Lefty.